Hey, I think we are starting now. Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to tonight's neighborhood meeting. My name is Rachel Mulholland, and I am a planner with the city's Development Services Department. The purpose of tonight's meeting is to present to you the neighborhood, a development concept being considered by the owner and development team of 89 Big Bay Point Road. Prior to a formal development application being submitted to the city, we hold these neighborhood meeting presentations. This provides an opportunity for the development team to hear initial community feedback and incorporate it into their plans prior to making a full and formal development application to the city. Please be aware that we are recording this meeting for the public record. The recording will be used for the purpose of garnering your input and to respond to inquiries and will be considered public information. Please also be aware that as a registered attendee tonight, your mailing or email address will be added to the mailing list so that you can receive further information about this application as it progresses. Should you have questions regarding this collection, please contact the Development Services Department at the contact information at the end of the slides tonight. I would also like to let everyone know that there are staff behind the scenes managing the technology tonight. They're here to make sure the meeting runs smoothly, to grant participants the opportunity to speak, and to assist with any questions in the chat. Please bear with us if we have any issues, and if for some reason you get disconnected, please feel free to log in again. So the intent of tonight's meeting is to provide members of the public with an opportunity to become familiar with the development application and planning review process, and to also ask the applicant questions and provide feedback. What to expect during tonight is a brief overview of the city's review process and timing, a presentation from the applicant's representative describing the proposal, and an opportunity to ask questions of either the applicant or city staff, and to provide comments or identify concerns with the application. What not to expect is for city staff recommendations on the application or a detailed analysis on the proposal. This will occur later in the review process. Also, don't expect a debate on the merits of the proposal between city staff and the applicant. Before we get into the presentation, I just want to quickly highlight the next steps of the application process. Excuse me. This neighborhood meeting is established early in the development process to ensure local concerns are incorporated or addressed through the city's review. After this meeting, we expect that the application will make a formal application submission for this development project. Formal submissions undergo a full technical review and must address comments received from the neighborhood meeting, from the city's technical departments and external agencies, and from members of the public more broadly. In conjunction with this, a statutory public meeting will be held virtually on the application at the Affordability Committee. At a public meeting, applicants present their application to council, answer questions, and provide an overview of and response to any issues, concerns identified during the prior neighborhood meeting. As part of a public meeting, members of the public also have an opportunity to provide written and/or oral communications. Following a public meeting, staff will continue the technical review process and the applicants will make any necessary revisions to the development proposal. Once the review process has concluded, a staff recommendation report is brought forward to council for their consideration. All comments received through the review process, including those received at the neighborhood and public meetings, are identified and addressed in a staff report and form part of staff's recommendation on the subject application. The staff report for this particular application would likely be brought forward to council sometime this year in 2025. I will now move on to the applicant's presentation. As I mentioned, the proposed project and application will be presented first, which we will follow with a question and comment period. So tonight we are focusing on the zoning bylaw application proposed at 89 Big Bay Point Road. The applicant's planner is Cameron Sellers from Innovative Planning Solutions Consulting, Inc. The proposal is a proposed amendment to the zoning bylaw, which will amend the general industrial zone that applies to the subject lands currently to general industrial with special provisions in the City of Barrie Comprehensive Zoning Bylaw 2009-141, as amended. The proposed amendment would add a medical office as a permitted use. I will now hand over the meeting control to Cameron, who will first introduce himself and then share his presentation on the proposed development.
Great. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. My name is Cameron Sellers. I'm a planner with Innovative Planning Solutions here tonight on behalf of Rudy Mack, the owner of 89 Big Bay Point Road. As you can see here, this is our neighborhood meeting, preliminary step required by the City of Barrie in order to obtain some feedback from residents in the area who prior to making formal rezoning application. So this slide shows the subject lands themselves at the intersection of Bayview and Big Bay Point Road, outlined in red. In terms of just some lot characteristics, so lot area, it's roughly 0.4 hectares or about 1 acre in size. About 50 meters of frontage along Big Bay Point Road, about 80 meters along Bayview Drive. In terms of existing site conditions, there's an existing office building at the intersection, been there for quite some time, formerly utilized by Rudy for his Rudy Mac surveying purposes. He's since moved to a location on Dunlop Street. Site is generally flat in nature, with 2 access points, one to Big Bay Point Road along the north here, and then one to Bayview Drive along the west side of the property. There's existing parking, existing driveway, and the lot itself is an irregular configuration, and it's really not conducive to any sort of traditional industrial type uses. So here's a couple street view shots, one from the intersection of Big Bay Point and Bayview. You can see some mature vegetation. There's the office building itself, positioned at a high visibility intersection. Down here is the view from Bayview Drive. So again, showing the access point off of Bayview and some very mature vegetation internal to the site. This graphic shows surrounding land uses. So the subject lands are outlined in red here, again at the intersection of Big Bay and Bayview. So to the, generally speaking, from a high level view, to the east, we've got some more traditional industrial uses. And then to the west, we've got more of a business park, and then transitioning down into some future residential, potentially residential, and there's a retirement building, and then obviously Park Place to the south here, and then some more traditional industrial to the north as well. But you can see that this parcel of land is at the extreme northwest corner of this sort of industrial area itself, and the parcel is irregular, it's L-shaped, irregular, and configured, and across from Business Park. In terms of the development concept, the development concept is essentially what exists today. We're not proposing any significant physical changes to the site. So there's a 1-story office. What we're proposing is a medical office, potentially for a dental. 14 total parking spaces. They exist today, including 1 barrier-free parking space, 2 access points that exist today to Big Bay and Bayview. You'll note that they are pretty much as far away from the intersection as you can get. And again, no physical changes proposed to the site as a part of this rezoning. This slide shows the land use designation in the official plan and the zoning, existing zoning. So designation is employment area industrial, and then zoning is general industrial GI. Again, designated employment area industrial. This is the key point. The official plan does permit under this designation standalone office uses, not including major office. So a medical office does conform to the official plan with no OPA required. In terms of the zoning bylaw amendment that we're seeking, so we're seeking an amendment to go from general industrial, which permits office but not office medical, to general industrial with special provisions to permit office medical specifically. So in terms of site-specific provisions, there's really just a new permitted use, office use medical, whereas currently it's just office, not specifically medical. And then an exterior side yard setback deficiency of 6.25 meters, just to recognize existing setback for the existing building to Bayview Drive. So in conclusion, the lands are within the city's built up area. They're at the furthest extent of the employment industrial designation, at the corner of a major intersection, 2 arterial roads in the city. The lot size at an acre, minus some potential widenings to be taken, as well as the configuration, the shape is not conducive to your traditional industrial uses. There's a long-standing office use on the subject lands that were there for decades. So we're looking to continue that office use. The inclusion of a medical office will contribute to achievement of a complete community, providing necessary services to the surrounding community. And it'll be offered in a strategic location that'll fit in with the surrounding character, as it has for quite some time now. And that's the end of our presentation. Happy to answer any questions, take any comments that you might have. Yeah, I thank you very much.